Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Akeem Mustafa, and today I will be talking about how to start a career in health, safety, and environment. So, if you want to be a safety officer, you want to be an occupational health officer or occupational health professional, or even want to be an environmental professional, today that's a topic we'll be talking about. I'll also be talking about how I got started in the career, and I'll be guiding you all through today. So yeah, let's go. So I have about 19 years of health, safety, and environmental professional experience, and today I want to share with you how I started my own career. I was able to get the certifications I got in the career, and how I was able to grow my career from from beginner to the position I currently am. I'm a director with a very good company right now for health, safety, and environment. So I just want to guide you to tell you that if I can get to this level in my career over 19 years, you should also be able to do it. So you've not chosen the wrong career, you've chosen the very noble and one of the most respectable careers. So I'll also be sharing with you today some skills, technical skills, soft skills that helped me that can also help you. Okay, so let's go. So the first thing is I studied environmental engineering as a first degree, and I've always looked out for positions that are within the health, safety, and environmental field. Fortunately, I was able to get one when I joined Procter & Gamble, but before I joined that, I started working in the bank. You can imagine that was that was opportunity I got in Nigeria in the early 2000s, when there were lots of banks. Banks were the highest recruiting sector in Nigeria then. So I dabbled into banking, but not too long after that, I fortunately was able to get a job in the field that I liked, what I studied in school, as a health, safety, and environmental professional. Many of my colleagues that I have met with probably didn't have my kind of background. They didn't even study a first degree in environmental engineering, study a first degree in occupational health and safety, or anything related. Some of them studied even art, some of them studied some other sciences, some of them studied engineering, and some of them even were bankers, or studied accounting, and even law. I know a few that studied law, even a few that studied agriculture related subjects, but that doesn't matter. What matters most is the passion that you develop over time, because one of the things that hits you with this career is once you get into it and you begin to practice it, you begin to see the results of your programs or what you're implementing. If you're really passionate about it, you're passionate about seeing people come to work safely, do their job safely, and go back to their family safe. So if you're passionate about people doing these three things I just mentioned, you would love being in the profession. There's so many opportunities in the profession. Some of the people that I met maybe were promoted and they were moved into that position, or maybe they were supposed to be promoted and there was no other position available, and they felt, the organization felt there's a position for health, safety, and environment, and they decided to join, and over time they fell in love with it, or they became passionate about it, and that's how they became HSE professionals. So no matter what your path is, no matter how you got into it, no matter what your thought is at this moment, if you're about to start your career, there are a few things I like to let you know, so you can begin to plan for it. And even if you're in the profession right now, I can also you can also begin to think about some other career pathways that exist in the profession, not just being a HSE officer, HSE manager, or HSE advisor, or HSE director, or HSE engineer. There's still so many other opportunities that are in the profession that I like to mention today. So the one of the first one is, like I said, HSE officer, blah blah blah. The second is you can be an environmentalist, just pure environmentalist. So I've seen a few of my friends or my colleagues, they're just 100% into the environment, just environmentalists. So the environmental chemists, environmental analysts, they do toxicity testing, They do other things like maybe ESG and sustainability. ESG is environment, social and governance. It's a good subject that a lot of my folks are going into, and they're shining. They're making good names for themselves. They're making good things for themselves and their family, and even in their career. So there's the ESG. A lot of organizations are beginning to realize how important ESG is to them and to their bottom line. So they need people to join and join their team and help them grow that department. So you see, there's a lot of opportunities there. You can also be an ergonomist, helping people to be able to fit, the man and machine together, to be able to fit how people sit in their office, how people, their postures in the office, even their postures while they're on the work floor, how the MSDs, musculoskeletal disorders, how to prevent all those kind of injuries. So you have people like that, so you can also study into that direction, or you can also dabble into that direction. It's also a wonderful career. Not a lot of them, so it's an opportunity for you to be able to get into. You can also think about, process safety. It's a very technical aspect of health, safety, and environment. It's majorly around, keeping, the chemicals, or the gas, or the materials in the pipeline, making sure that there's no loss of containment. So they're there. But before you go into such, technical safety, process safety, machinery safety, you have to have some bit of engineering background, or you have to be in love with engineering, and machinery and equipment, and process engineering, on process control, before you begin to think about doubling or looking into that profession, or that pathway in the career. You can also become a journalist, a health, safety, and environmental journalist. Honestly, I have a couple of friends that that are doing journalism for incidents that occur, for accidents that occur, safety events. Even I have a very good friend that does awards. So journalism, reporting for health, safety, and environment. You have the background knowledge of health and safety. Then you dabble into it. It's also a very, very, very good and very open career path for health, safety, and environmental professionals. You can also go into the academics and be a lecturer or a teacher, or even be a trainer. Get the certification by the government, or by international organizations, get them to approve you, and then you become a trainer. You can also be an auditor, a lead auditor. So you can be a lead auditor for ISO, maybe one of the management standards. You can be a lead auditor, or maybe even an internal auditor, and begin to audit and begin to make money for yourself. People make tons of money, being auditors for ISO. You can also think about being a first aider. You join the first aid, or you join some other organizations that provide first aid. You can also become a firefighter. So there's so many. I'm just mentioning just a few, but there are a whole lot that I'm just trying to let you know. The profession is so wide. You can also be, you can be 3 or 4 together, 5 together. Most of us have a little bit of here and there, but you can decide to focus on one of these areas and build a career for yourself. So you see, there's so many things you can do. So I'll quickly go into some of the things that helped me to grow my career. So one of the things I'll talk about is the soft skills. So the soft skills to become a health, safety, and environmental professional is super important. And the number one that I think that really helped me, that I learned at a very early stage, and I went out to learn it. I looked at videos, I read books. It's about effective communication. So you must have very good effective communication skills. You must know how to listen to people. You must know how to convey your information to people, and you must know how to understand, the feedback from them, that they clearly understand you. Because if you don't clearly say what you're saying to them or pass the message to them, you're just even in the process of committing an accident. So you should have effective communication is a super skill, that super soft skill that you need, and has helped me as a person to build my career. So you also need teamwork and collaboration. You need to be able to work with people. You also need to adapt and be creative. So, get into a system, adapt, understand what they're doing, understand their processes from beginning to the end, and be creative about it. Think about ways that you can improve the system. So you need to be adaptive and you need to be creative. You need to be a very good problem solver, because the problems will come up every day, with machines or with the people or with the process or the procedures. You should, or even an incident occurs, then you should be very good with problem solving. One of the other skills that is very important, super important, in fact should have been number one, is a leadership skill. Because as a health, safety and environmental professional, you would sit, even as an officer, you would be meeting with senior leaders in the organization. You'll be meeting with major stakeholders, even with regulators, the media sometimes, even other stakeholders, within the workplace or within the industry. So you need to be a leader. You need to know how to lead people. For example, if an incident happens, you need to be able to lead the command. You need to be able to tell people where to go, do the head count, tell them the next step, and even tell them when maybe everything is off, and then people need to go back to work. So you need to develop good leadership skills. Finally, on the leadership skills, because I don't want to talk too much, there's so many, but these 6 are the ones that I'm focused on, is conflict management. Conflicts would happen. They would always happen within the organization, within, the health, safety and environmental program. So you must be a very good conflict manager. Like I said, even when an evacuation occurs, an incident happens that you need to evacuate, you need to be able to manage. It's like a conflict. You need to be able to manage. People are confused. You need to be on top. You need to be calm, and you need to know exactly what to do to guide people right. So that's why these are the 6 soft skills that have helped me personally, and I think they would help you if you think about getting into this career and growing to become someone like myself. I also think about sharing with you the top 5 skills that you would need as a HSE professional. So no matter which of the career paths you take within the HSE profession, you need these 5 technical skills. So I won't talk a lot about them because I've spent some time with the soft skills, and because of our time. The first is data analysis and reporting. Safety professionals are always analyzing data. They're always reporting data, both internally and externally. So you need to be good with collecting data, analyzing data, monitoring it, and knowing when to raise a red flag, or knowing when to raise a flag to say, see guys, we need to look at this, or we need to put this under control. Risk assessment and management. There will be several times you need to develop risk assessment, or you need to be part of a permit to work, a management of change, the procedural development, work instructions, new equipment coming in, new processes, even new people joining. So you need to be, very good, or you need to learn how to do risk assessment, and how to put the management, how to do the hierarchy of controls, to put in to identify the right and effective controls for whatever risks you identify within your system, or within that event, or that that action, that task you're focused on. So you need to be a leader for doing risk assessment and management. You need to have very good technical knowledge of the industry and regulatory compliance. So you need to know what's going on with industry changes. If you don't even know, you need to know the right people to reach out to. You need to know the resources to reach out to be able to get this information and be able to apply it to your organization. So first, you need to know what your organization is doing. You need to know what all the departments are doing. You need to know how to help them. You need to know how to guide them. So that technical knowledge, you need to have it. And then the regulatory compliance, how it impacts your organization and how it impacts the environment, even your products. You need to know how to do this. Another technical skill I think you will be needing is the auditing and inspection. So as a safety guy, you must know how to audit, or you should know how to audit, and then you should know how to do inspection. So they're two different things, but they're very similar. So you need to be able to study, and that's one of the reasons I'll be talking about some of the trainings that I think you should be going for to be able to get these skills. My last technical skill, which I think is very important for you, that has helped me, is training. So I train people internally. I even train a few people outside. I mentor even a few folks, so you need to develop the training skill, because you'll be doing a lot of training. In fact, almost everything you need to do, it comes in form of training. So you do a risk assessment, you have to check the people's knowledge, if they understand the control measures, and they understand the risks that you've identified, and if they agree with your controls. So if there's an agreement, with all the subject matter experts, with everybody in the team. So training doesn't stop with us as health, safety, and environmental professionals. So if you develop that skill to train, so maybe you become a trainer for any subject, you will really perform very well. People will see you as subject matter expert. They will see you as someone they should always go to, and that's how you grow and become a very good health, safety, and environmental professional. So I'll be stopping here, and I will be continuing the part 2 just because of time. I hope you join me in the part 2, and we continue the discussion on how I started my health and safety career. Thank you. See you then. Bye.